Hey everybody, and welcome to this weekly update with myself, Sarah Lean. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to say thank you to everybody that tunes into these updates and supports me. I really do appreciate it. Now, in terms of the Azure news, I wanted to focus on a couple of bits of announcements. So the first one is that there is a new feature around updating your virtual machine scale set, virtual machines operating system, which is quite a mouthful to say actually. There is now the option to automatically schedule or automatically allow your virtual machine scale set virtual machines to update their operating system if that's something that you want to do. Now, when I first read this, I was a bit anxious because I'm not a massive fan of doing almost in-place upgrades of operating systems. I always like to start fresh, and when I started to read into the details of this, I read that yes, they are actually looking at doing it fresh. So as part of the process, what will happen to your virtual machines within your virtual machine scale sets is that the operating system disk will get detached or binned or thrown away, and a new operating system disk will be put in place instead with that new operating system, that latest version from the manufacturer. Which is cool, because I'd hate to see them starting to upgrade operating systems on top of each other. I'm not a fan of that because it takes a lot of legacy issues and potentially causes a lot of legacy issues as well. So yeah, that's something to have a look at and something to read into if you're using virtual machine scale sets and having a look at all of that. Now, the second bit of news I want to talk about is that NFS 3.0 is now available inside Azure Storage, which is a big one. I think it's been in preview for quite a while, but it's now generally available, which gives you a lot of functionality and a lot of flexibility. So again, definitely check that out and see how you can implement that and what that process is if you're already using NFS shares, or if you've been holding off for NFS 3.0 to come out, then this is the time to go and look at it because it is now generally available. Now, the last bit of news isn't actually Azure news, it's Microsoft Teams news. And I was looking through the roadmap recently, which is publicly available. You can have a look at it. And I actually noticed that in development is a new streaming support version within Microsoft Teams. So I think a lot of us have maybe tried over the last year or so to use OBS, so Open Broadcast Studio, I think that's what it stands for, to stream like Azure meetings or interviews, or use that to try and push content out to another platform. And that's been great, but it's a bit clunky, and I think you need lots of resources in order to run that. But now what the team are actually working on is building in RTMP streaming support. So that's going to be quite interesting, I think, and it's scheduled for release next month, so July 2021. I'm not entirely sure the use case, if I'm going to be honest with this. I'm not sure lots of businesses will want to stream their large meetings or interviews from Teams out into potentially a public network like YouTube or Twitch or something else. RTMP is supported quite a bit on other platforms as well, so there could be other uses from conference organisers and user group meetups. I know potentially I'll be looking at maybe trying to live stream meetups that we do for the Glasgow Azure user group inside Teams out to maybe YouTube or something, so we can extend the audience. Although I don't know how some of the chat features and stuff will work. So it's definitely an interesting one, and one to keep an eye on and just be aware of that's potentially coming down the line, especially, like I said, for corporate organisations that might be a bit wary of having these types of things open and available to end users if there's company or corporate secrets floating around inside meetings. There is also another announcement actually in the roadmap for Microsoft Teams, is that when you set up a meeting, you'll be able to set it up so that it automatically starts recording that meeting. I know lots of us have sat in meetings and said we'd record it for people who couldn't attend, and then we've all forgotten to press that record button. So you now have the ability to actually, when you're setting up a meeting, say that you automatically want it recorded, which is good. We'll still hopefully see a banner at the top of the meeting to tell us that that meeting's being recorded, just in case we again see anything we shouldn't, or see anything that we're not happy to be recorded. But yeah, I think it's nice to see these features coming along, because there are meetings that we definitely want recorded, and we don't want to waste the first 5 minutes of the meeting talking about something, realising that we're not recording or trying to get the recording to work, which which is also something that I've seen happen in meetings. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this roundup of Azure News and Microsoft Teams, trying to mix it up a little bit with these weekly updates. But yeah, if you like this, please do hit or smash that like button, as YouTubers say, and I'll catch you in my next video.